Good morning, small players, and welcome to another episode of Pre-Market Scanning. I am so happy someone just asked me about the video because apparently people still watch them. So thank you guys. If you're still watching, feel free to drop a comment. I know that they are repetitive. Basically, these videos, the main purpose of them is for everyone to practice support and resistance, right? So when you get up in the morning and you start charting and you need a little help to figure out the important levels on these charts, this video should be helpful. The second most important lesson in these videos is how to create a trade plan. So once we determine these levels of support and resistance, and by the way, this is IMPP. Once we determine these levels of support and resistance, then we can use them to create trade plans. And we use these to create entry prices, stop loss prices, and profit targets. IMPP, so this over here, I don't want to work out the chart, but this was a very important level, 104. Because once it broke above it, it caused a squeeze, and even before it was important because it was a flat top, and you guys know like the flat top breakouts. So it caused a squeeze, but then it had a couple of bounces, and then you guys know the third test of support is a short setup. So in the third test of support, it's starting to come down. WeWeb's there, but it wasn't strong enough. So right now, this one just passed the dollar this morning. So normally when they do, the dollar is going to be a big support. So potentially it's going to find some bounce there, but then, it's not, they don't have that much room to 104. This here, 0.91 is sort of like a double bottom. I would love if it pulls back there for a bounce trade because everything here is a little tricky at this point because it lost this key level of support and he lost VWAP, and if it gets one, then sure, but then it's a smaller trade. And then also it has a double top here on a higher day. So if it tests this high of day for the third time, it doesn't break it. That's a short setup because it's a third rejection of resistance. But if it breaks above it, then that's a double top breakout, which is a long setup. So we can keep an eye on that. I am just going to delete the ones from yesterday here because they're all low volume, and we can set an alert for IMPP for break of high of day. Then we have MULN. Let's see. Top here, 0.73, bottom here, 0.73, and then touch here. So that's obviously a key level. Then let's see this level, what it aligns next to. 0.69. Okay, so this level, this is the second test of resistance during support. Second tests are weaker than first tests, but they're still valid. So it's a valid trade. It's below VWAP and EMA. I don't love those reversals, as you guys know. They're valid. I just, based on my trade history, I have the most losses when I trade reversals below EMA 20. So I'd probably wait here for, what is this, 0.78, 0.8, 0.81. This one's a little tricky even for a breakout because, it doesn't have a clear breakout spot. 0.82, 0.80. Yeah, I just don't love this one because you can trade break of VWAP and then you hit a wall right here and another wall potentially here, probably another wall here, another wall here, maybe even here. So it's gonna be very choppy. It's not even scalping potential because your risk reward would be off. So I would actually on this one be more interested if it dropped quite a lot. So if it went down to so this level has already been tested twice. If it tests it a third time, it's going to drop because it's we can never say 100%, but it will probably drop if it tests it for first time. So then we can wait for a bounce on this level, or this level. That would be nicer. I mean, it would be a reversal trade, but it would have a little more room because here it's just very crowded. Or we could wait until it broke above for a breakout trade, break above at least like, but then it has a wall here. Maybe break above higher of the day is going to clear it. Because I just don't have a lot of interest in trading it here. It's just choppy because this is a wall, this is a wall, and it looks like the float is probably low. Let me see. I mean high. It won't show me the float, so it's probably a newer listing on the NASDAQ. So this one's behaving like a high float. We can check the float and then decide, because if it's a high float, I won't even bother. If it's above 100 million, I won't even bother with the stock. But if it's lower, you know, we can either wait for a drop or wait for it to clear high of day. INDO was very nice to us yesterday. There were a lot of trades on it. Let's clear the drawings though, so we can start fresh for this morning and mark the key levels. This one is obviously very important. I'll put it right. So it's 6. It's also a psychological number. Then we have this 645. This here, double top 724. This here. And then we can chart it further up if it continues to move today, which it probably will. It has a very nice chart. So right now, you know, it's rejected this 725 area quite a lot. It managed to clear it here. Or is this 775? I'm losing my mind. The 75 area. It managed to clear it here temporarily, but then it lost it again. So it looks like it needs to pick up more buyers. It would be nice if it could drop to the 685 EMA 50 and, you know, previous resistance during support, so it can pick up some buyers. It needs buyers to help push above this level. And then if for whatever reason there's some FOMO buying here and we manage to clear, we can also trade break above this high here of 768. Because then that would start squeezing out shorts, and then when shorts squeeze out, when they start selling, they're basically your buyers. But to get them there, it would be a lot easier if we dropped first to pick up some more buyers lower. Then we have CLEU. Nothing to see here in these levels. I would, if it breaks above this level of 1.3, it would get interesting because then it has a lot of room to high of day. But I wouldn't be interested before that. 10, you guys know I ignore these charts. OSTK, this one we traded a little bit this morning pre-market. It has quite a lot of, you know, resistance here. But it's a more expensive stock, so even with that, there's room there. And this level was key, the bottom here, 44.5, and now that VWAP has come above it, that's good, because that's a good level to be used as support for lower trades. I mean, if you're trading this bounce here, you can use this as a support because this is your profit taking, right? So then your risk reward is not matched. So if you're trading this bounce here, you can use maybe the closing price of this candle as support, and then once this breaks a 5-minute flag, which it's doing now, then you lift your stop right below this level. And then you have no risk left for the rest, and obviously you take partial profits on the way up. STRN, this one actually, it's nice that it's finally approaching MA20, knowing that it didn't quite touch it. So we're looking at it this morning in the chat room, we're talking about it because it had touched VWAP twice, and then it did this 5-minute flag break, but as you see, there was no volume increase, no interest, no one saw that flag break. So when we saw that, we said it needs to drop to at least this level, which was previous resistance during support, or, you know, EMA 20 ideally, so that it picks up some buyers and potentially picks up some momentum. The float is not bad, even though when I saw that, I thought maybe the float was high, and that's why it wasn't reacting. So, you know, it didn't quite touch this EMA 20, which is annoying, because if you're waiting for an EMA 20 bounce, you wouldn't have been in. It could potentially touch it. If it reclaims this level, that's a potential trade. VWAP's a little close. It's a little tricky, so don't love it. And then we can look at this one if EMA 20 doesn't hold, and then you have EMA 50, of course. And then let's see from yesterday, this level is important too. So those are levels to be used for reversal trades. Again, this one has a lot of close levels, so it's not my favorite stock for today. I definitely like INDO a lot more. And then what else did I like? I like CLEU if you can break above that, and then obviously I really like the OSDK. So those are going to be a little easier trades than the other ones. So let me just, well, Clio I don't have to put on the watch list because I have an alert for the break there. So yeah, so those, oh, I like this chart too. I was talking about this yesterday in the chat room to get less overwhelmed. You know how I always have the watch list here. So you have your scanner, which is great, but then the watch list will help you just focus on the setups that you like and how you like them. That's why it's so important to keep a journal so that you know what are your most successful setups so you can focus on them. And then maybe tomorrow we'll talk about my favorite ones, even though I've mentioned them a few times in these, but it would be a nice little refresher, especially for new people. Okay, so this one, we can trade bounce on this previous high of day at 375, bounce on this 368, bounce on WeWeb, or break above 4. Oh no, it's not 4, we're only 389. Okay, so break above high of day, but that one is only a scalp to 4. Because we have to, you know, we've pretty much ran up without much of a pullback. So shorts will be waiting on 4. They always wait on those full numbers, and it's so much easier for them if we were moving without a stop, because then, you know, we will be taking profits and we will have some selling, and then that helps their cause. So then if we take this break of high of day, then we pretty much take profits on 4, and then if it breaks above 4, we can re-enter. Okay, so that's that for that one. And then these have lower volume, so I would just not waste my time with them for now. And then if they pick up volume, we can analyze them throughout the day. Okay, yeah, so here are my, here. These are my 4 main focuses this morning. Ooh, why didn't you wait until bell so you can hold? I have some people in this trade still from earlier, but it would have been nice if it waited until bell. Well, it didn't break 8, so maybe, hopefully it'll break 8 after bell, so we can hold. We like holds. Okay, you guys, I will see you in the chat room.